Today I want to share with you my secret of how I always manage to fit my run during a really busy week. As many of you probably have guessed, the secret to always manage to fit your run even in a busy week is to fit the run instead of your commute. The idea is really simple. You are going to have to go to work, to university, to pick up your kids, whatever. You have to go somewhere, you have to commute somewhere. And you probably, for that, use either the car or public transportation. The idea is to use this time to train instead, and at the same time to get to your destination and kill two birds with one stone. So today, it's a really good example of how commuting running can help you save time. So it's not 1:30 yet, and I managed to squeeze my run at lunch. Instead of walking and taking public transportation, I run. And it takes exactly the same time, but now I've done my run. 40 minutes in, easy run. Number one, investigate. Do you have showers or lockers? And do you have showers and or a place to leave your stuff at your work? It doesn't have to be exactly at work, it can be at a gym nearby. This will make all the difference. If you have showers, you know you can run to work. If you don't, you most likely will have to run back home so that you can actually take a shower after your run. Number two, which route are you going to take? This is likely to be different from your usual commuting route. The most important is to make sure you choose a route that is safe. Don't run on the road, please don't do that. It is not worth it. It is really dangerous. So you need to have a footpath, trottoir, a separated footpath, anything you can, so that you are actually really separated from the cars. Some of you might say like, yeah, that works really well if you have a commute that will take maybe 6 to 8 kilometers, but I actually commute really far, and I actually have a 30-kilometer commute. That's totally possible, and that's where you have to become a bit creative. Look at your commute. Is it possible to do the first part of your journey, maybe with public transportation, and then finish with a run? Or on the contrary, on the way home, maybe you can take the train for the first part, get off 2 or 3 stations earlier, and then run the last part. Another thing to consider is which kind of run are you going to do. Personally, I believe the commuting run are more suited to the easy, shorter recovery run. You don't want to be doing intervals with a backpack. They are not going to be done properly. It's probably not the best terrain for it either. And you definitely want to avoid to do a long run of more than an hour with a backpack, especially if you're not used to it. It's not going to have a good impact on your body. But this is perfect for your middle of the week, easy run, where you just need to get out and get a jog. You need to be prepared and having good equipment. In my case, I have a backpack, which is not especially made for running, but let's show you. It has a belt, and it has also a strap for the chest, as you can see. And this is essential so that you can hold it tight to your body so that it doesn't move and jump around when you're running. And also the side straps. They can help to really pack the backpack really well so that things don't move inside when you are running. So that's really useful to have. I would not take a trail backpack because usually they are quite small. This one is it's 25 liters, and that's perfect because I can put a pair of shoes. It needs to be quite small, so something like Converse or, you know, this kind of sneakers, and a change of clothes. If you have to pack a towel on top, it starts to be a bit difficult, but sometimes you don't have a place to leave your stuff at work. And in this case, I would take a small microfiber towel so that you can easily pack. One thing that is a bit complicated to manage is how are you going to carry your coat. I would recommend you to invest in a packable down jacket. You can find many of different brands. The advantage is that they keep you quite warm and they pack quite small. They fit perfectly at the bottom of your bag and they are really light. It's not the kind of coat I will work with for like kilometers, but it's perfect on the morning when you go to work. And you don't have to carry it on you on the way back when you run. If you are going to run in low light conditions, please be really careful. Again, choose little path, and in addition, I would really recommend to wear some kind of reflective band around your ankles or reflective gilet so that you make sure you are being seen. The last thing about run commute is that it can be a lot of fun, but of course you have to be really organized and make sure you don't forget any of your stuff, especially if you run to work. That reminds me of this one time when I commuted from home to work, got to work, showered, got out just to realize I forgot a clean pair of underwear. In this case, you are really happy that work is just next to a big clothing store that is opening just 15 minutes after. And my final tip will be to buy some dry shampoo. It can be quite complicated to have to wash your hair on the morning when you have to run to a meeting. There is no hair dryer at the office. My last piece of advice about running commute is to give it a try and to experiment. After a while you will realize what works best. Also, don't make it a stress factor for you. Try to choose a day where you maybe don't have any important meetings, and a day where you have more time so that you can go back home with another way if that's actually needed. Once you find the perfect way to make it work for you, I promise you will enjoy it and it will be so efficient you will want to continue. The last added benefit for me to run back home from work is that it makes me so happy. When it has been a difficult day at work and I actually get a good break, not being squashed in public transportation or stressed by driving in a busy road, I actually take time for myself to run, and I know I do something towards accomplishing my goal, and it gives me a big smile on my face, especially when it's a beautiful day out there. Here you have it, all my tips for enjoy commuting while running. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I see you next week for more details on my preparation to my first Ironman.